Nat, it's great to have you. Am I right about 750? You sticking with that?
Yes, I am. I mean, I don't change my Netflix price target all that frequently because it's based on a long-term calculation and peak penetration discounted back. So it really doesn't make that much difference what the market is saying today versus, 3 to 4 weeks ago when the stock was quite a bit higher. I do believe in the story at this point, and I believe that that subscribers follow content. And the content rollout has been very big in Q4, and it will be even bigger in Q1 and Q2. And that should drive more people to keep watching Netflix. I don't have a reason to believe at this point that we aren't back to that fundamental cadence that they had pre-pandemic of about high 20 million net subscriber adds per year. The pandemic did cause a fluctuation in that. Drew a whole bunch of new subscribers into 2020. That made it harder in 2021, but that should end as we go forward from here.
Fair enough. So it's been kind of harder to look at what the fundamental story is because the pandemic distorted it. I was just going to ask, though, about competition. HBO Max gets all the buzz right now. And what does that mean for a company like Netflix, especially as it just raised prices pretty considerably?
So this might seem strange, but I don't really believe in competition here. And the reason being is people don't watch channels anymore. You don't watch NBC versus CBS. You watch shows. Netflix, if you want to watch Stranger Things, HBO Max is not going to help you. So it doesn't really matter what is on Disney, what is on HBO Max. And even if it did, if I compare the amount of shows and the amount of content that is being created by Netflix versus the others, it's not even close. They're vastly farther ahead. And what you get for the same price is far more at Netflix. Now, HBO has some great shows, and that will continue. And people will subscribe to HBO, but will they stay with HBO and be a constant subscriber like they have been with Netflix? And that's about putting out content regularly.
Well, and I'm looking at the content spend. I think Disney's in like the $30 billion range this year. And to your point, everyone's driven by new shows. Apple picked up a bunch of people just because of Ted Lasso and then the morning show. So, is that content arms race one that Netflix can keep winning?
It's interesting you bring up Disney. Disney is actually the only one they are not competing for content with because Disney makes Disney franchises. And if you want to make a Star Wars show, you don't go and bid it out to everybody. You have to go to Disney or Marvel or something else. That is the way Disney is in its own world is respect. Yes, Apple coming into the market and buying, and their spend to date is still quite small relative to Netflix, $20 billion a year, and even relative to Amazon's. But they've had this competition for a very long time. There will continue to be competition for good content. Netflix spends the most, creates the most, and has been the most successful at doing it.